guys,
get them to go.
okay.
No, we're not fighting. But he's being racist against
And
women.
that's why
and
my
all
job
women.
is to cut it out.
Racist against women.
You were. You told us that we were not beautiful.
Oh, we are back for part 7. Now this is exciting. We have a lot of clips you can laugh at today, possibly even debate. Why don't we take a look at them? And I thought COVID was a deadly virus. These feminist anti-vaxxers are much worse.
And some of the information that I think had been discussed on your podcast related to EMF frequencies.
That was a thought.
And
it was because right now we're all kind of hypothesizing. I mean, what is it that's actually being transmitted that's causing all of these things? Is it a combination of the protein, which now we're finding has a metal attached to it? I'm sure you've seen the pictures all over the internet of people who've had these shots and now they're magnetized. They can put a key on their forehead, it sticks. They can put spoons and forks all over them and they can stick. Because now we think that there's a metal piece to that. There's been people who've long suspected that there was some sort of an interface, yet to be defined, an interface between what's being injected in these shots and all of the 5G towers. Not proven yet, but we're trying to figure out what is it that's being transmitted to these unvaccinated people.
So we have feminist anti-vaxxers and now Karen feminists. When will it end?
Did you literally just tell me not to go down an aisle?
Back up. The law is 6 foot. You're trying to infringe. I'm not going to let you do it. You can go shop somewhere else, and when I'm done here looking at what I want to look at, then you can come back. If you can't back up. Don't look at me like that. You ain't stupid. You ain't doing nothing but trying to confront.
She's not going to let you through her.
Back up.
Why? She said there's a 6 foot.
Call security. Security.
Why can't you go in there? She doesn't want nobody near her.
Security.
Well, if you move, we can go around.
No, I'm not moving. I was here shopping. When I get done selecting what I want to select, you can back up with the 6 foot law and wait, or you can go somewhere else until I'm done. It's the law. You don't want to obey it, then you're in the United States. Okay? It's the law. You got a problem with the law? Do you? I don't want to die to you.
Who was forcing you to?
I want to, I guess, not just walk off and become a parent, like a sort of cultural lemming. I want to make an informed decision. The performance wouldn't be the performance if I were going to cut out my menstrual cycle from it.
Honestly, not surprised by this.
What's the message you would like to send to our leaders by doing what you are doing?
I think what we want to send is, the message we want to send is to say that we have had enough. And anyone else wants to answer that question? I can't speak on behalf of everyone.
I don't tell anyone what to do or what not to do.
I want you to panic.
I don't tell people what to do.
Don't you just love Jordan Peterson? He didn't even have to say much.
I want to know, what is your answer to young people for some of the really big problems facing humanity, like the climate catastrophe, like economic crisis, like the precarious job market? Because they just don't, like, you talk all this much about individual responsibility. Most of us are never going to be able to afford to have all of these assets to have responsibility over. So what is your advice beyond banal comments like clean your room?
Well, it's actually rather difficult to answer a question that ends with your comments are banal, politely.
If they are protesting, they should be grateful for the publicity.
Why are you filming this guy's face?
Oh, well, I don't want to fight against you.
Snitches!
I really don't know.
Now this is what getting owned looks like.
Free speech is an instrumental good. We have the audacity to try and erode the platform that our racist and misogynistic society has given to 2 privileged white men. Okay,
yes,
go
indeed.
for it.
Yeah, you said at the beginning that you didn't read our columns, and it's absolutely evident from what you've said this evening that you don't.
Is it not true that to have a different opinion isn't the same as telling other people that they shouldn't have or they can't have an opinion?
Whose side are they on?
If you feel the need to continue to male bash, if you feel the need to rile against men when they do kind and courteous things, why don't you just wear a pin or a t-shirt to let these men know who you are so that they know who we are. We appreciate good men. Stop ruining it for the rest of us.
More women against feminists.
Navigating the relationship world for men is challenging. Here's why. With the feminism movement, we gave women a voice, which has now evolved into ever-expanding allowances on their behaviors, actions, and words. Men, however, have been left behind somewhat, and in many ways it's been turned against them, with ever-increasing limits on what they can say and do. I'll give you some examples. When a woman opens up to a man about her struggles, he's expected to support her. When a man opens up, he's considered weak. When a woman punches a man, she feels it's somehow okay. When a man punches a woman, yeah, that's abuse. Obviously. When a woman tells a guy he needs to change his body, she considers it in his best interests. When a man does the same, that's body shaming. It's bullying. When a woman brings up women's issues, it's accepted and applauded. When a man brings up men's issues, he's a woman hater.
Milo is clearly against feminists.
Fear of professional disaster or social, peril, just because they cracked the wrong joke on Twitter, or because, they used the wrong language at work.
Can I just interrupt for a second, Milo, because just pick up on what Jess says. You do throw these social hand grenades out there, and you do say things like feminism is cancer, but if you drill down past the headlines and read some of your work, I've read your book, I've listened to a number of your podcasts, you do make some fair points, but do you think this kind of outrageous shtick that you have is hurting you and turning people off listening to you?
No, I think the opposite's happening. I mean, millions of people on Facebook, a sold-out tour. By the way, Sydney is completely sold out now. We're adding a new date on the 30th of November. Very obviously, the opposite is true. There is a huge appetite for somebody who doesn't mind thumbing their nose and sticking their tongue out and pointing their middle finger up at the scolds and the nannies and the people who want to tell us how to live.
Milo, you
for
do more
years,
than
conservatives...
but you do more than stick your tongue out. I mean, because of the sorts of things you've written along the lines of Islam is a cancer, feminism is a cancer.
I never wrote that, actually. That was invented by a journalist. The feminism's true.
If you listen closely to what one of them is saying, then you can get a good laugh out of it.
You're gonna support your white male ass.
No, we're not fighting. But he's being racist against women. And all women.
Racist against women.
You were. You told us that we were not beautiful, so get that one into your section.
Before he got famous, he stood by what he believed in, and he still does.
Freedom of speech, because that's how people with different opinions settle their opinions in a civil society.
Peterson, do you have any comments on the Nazi presence at your protest? The presence of Nazis and white supremacists assaulting people at your protest. Do you have any comment on that?
Yeah, I don't like Nazis. I'm speaking out the way I'm speaking out because I think this is a route to no violence. And violence is lurking. And you can say that that sounds like a threat.
There was no violence at our protest, though.
I just asked, would you refer to me if it wasn't for this law? And I asked you to refer to me with they, them pronouns, would you? And your answer was no.
Not if I was compelled to.
That's all we have for today. You know what to do to those like and subscribe buttons. Stay tuned for more compilations. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Political Trends.